Good afternoon. This is Wolfie and the Dutch, where it is always the afternoon.
I'm Wolfie.
And I'm the Dutch.
And welcome to our show. So, basically, we're just going to talk about the things that have happened over the week in our show. It'll probably be mostly nerdy and geeky stuff, because that's the more interesting stuff in our life, for sure.
That's true.
I don't know if this will be weekly or bi-weekly, but we're just going to talk about stuff that we're into. So, welcome to the first show. And let's just hop into it. Do you just want to hop into it?
Let's just hop in.
Cool.
First on the list is...
So, E3 happened, but we're not going to talk about it.
We're not going to talk about E3.
It's been like 3 weeks already, and we totally blew it off. We kept saying we should talk about it, and we didn't. So, we're just going to talk about one thing from it, and I think that's just because, I don't know, it pertains to a couple different things. So, Skyrim Remastered was announced, and I already know it. We're going to be on two different sides of the fence on this one.
Yeah.
I can feel it. I could just, I can feel it.
Cut the tension with a butter knife.
It's going to be good. So, I know you're super into it. I already know you've jumped on the wagon.
Super into it. I am.
Why?
I am all about jumping on this Skyrim Remastered bandwagon.
Why?
I love Skyrim. Ever since Elder Scrolls Online came out, man, I just wanted to play Skyrim.
I love, don't get me wrong, I do like Skyrim. Put a lot of hours into it.
You love Skyrim.
Okay, I love Skyrim. I've probably put at least 150 hours into it, I think.
Oh, totally. Easily.
On my own. I don't know how many hours. You've probably put in the same, if not more.
Like,
I don't like remasters. And like, I'm looking at it, and it just says it's going to be graphically better.
Yep.
Visually, lighting, which it should be if you're going to remaster it. That's the point.
Yeah, for sure.
The only interesting thing that they're doing is the mod support. And it's going to be free. If you own it on PC, it says you're going to get it for free. But if you want it on console, like Xbox One, you have to pay for it. You have to buy it.
Yeah.
So, I don't like that. But I guess how do you make the modding community pay for it? Like the PC players. Because they have mods. They've had mods for so long that they've had a better experience from day one.
Yeah.
From day one, their visuals have been better.
Oh,
they've modded it. They've made it better. They've added so much stuff. So I guess how do you make them pay for visually better stuff and UI tweaks, which you can fix with mods anyway.
For sure. For PC, I think it's just going to be free. It'll be it is going to be free. But I think that they're doing the remaster for the PC as well, just because it'll give a better base model of Skyrim. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I guess
that's really the only reason.
I don't see, and we talked about when they did their backwards compatibility. Xbox One, was in not trouble, but they were definitely losing to Sony. And they're like, oh, guess what? We're doing Xbox backwards compatibilities. Please buy our stuff. Which you have to question a little bit when they were like, oh, we can never do backwards compatibility. Can't be done.
Yeah, for sure.
And then they're all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, I mean,
it's definitely
maybe
a thing.
We could do it. We could probably, if you guys want it. Which seems to be like, I don't want to get into this. I want to keep this brief. But it seems to be that Microsoft has been backpedaling the last couple of years after the Kinect stuff happened.
Oh my goodness.
Especially after the Xbox One. When they realized they couldn't force people to buy the Xbox One. And they were like, everybody will love it. Everybody will love all this stuff we've added. You can use it as a cable box. Who doesn't want that? And it's like, nobody wants that.
Nobody wants. I only know one guy that actually uses that.
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But now we talked about, like, if you're doing backwards compatibility, why wouldn't you start with giant games? Because they did Fallout 3. Why wouldn't you do Skyrim? And this is the
For
reason.
sure.
They've obviously planned this for a long time.
Oh, definitely. Skyrim was an obvious fan
Yeah,
favorite and beloved by millions.
exactly. So and I think, I really do think that they should have the option for 360 fans to do the backwards compatibility on this and re-download it onto their. I guess I don't know how hard that would be, but it just seems unfair that you have to just rebuy it. And I mean, you do get
Yeah.
all the DLC with it, which you should. They shouldn't make you repay for that. At this
Yeah, then it'd be
point.
like $100.
Yeah, exactly. And more than that, I think. Right?
120?
3 DLCs.
Oh yeah, about $20 each.
I feel like 2 DLCs were 40. Well, no, maybe it is only 100.
Still,
Doesn't matter.
only
Anyways,
100.
the Skyrim Remaster. I'm sure it'll be good. I'm not gonna buy it. Are you gonna buy it?
Probably.
I don't want to do another. I don't want to put in 150 hours and stuff I've already done. You know what I mean?
Oh, I do. I super do.
I'd rather wait.
I'd rather do that than study.
I'd rather wait for the next Elder Scrolls, honestly. So I guess
that'd be cool too. But
I guess the moral of the story
here's
is,
one of my things.
Right.
There's a mod that they have to put available for the console. There's a mod that's actually like been thumbed up by Bethesda. All right, excuse me, and it is a completely new storyline, and it takes you to Elsewhere, the place in Cyrodiil where the Khajiit are from.
Okay. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So what this mod would do is bring a completely new experience for your Skyrim character. There'd be new NPCs that you can interact with, and there are new bad guys, new places, new weapons and armor and stuff like that.
Right.
So I think
that is the bonus
that
modding,
in itself, that's like a whole new game.
Yeah, but I mean, it's up to Bethesda, I imagine, to curate this stuff. They're the ones that have to decide what
there are some
and
weird
what they can
mods
physically
out there.
do. Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's going to be a lot that don't make it. There's some. I've seen some mods, and it's like, okay, all right. And then there are some necessary? That really look cool. Yeah, so I wonder how they're going to curate it.
There is a mod that a buddy of mine has where it puts lightsabers into Skyrim.
That's pretty cool.
It's absolutely wonderful. Cool. It makes you can be a Sith. Like
that's pretty cool.
Your race can be Sith.
See, but I don't know if they can do that just based on on copyright and stuff like. So I mean, it's definitely. I would say if you haven't played Skyrim, this is the time. This would be the time to pick it up and buy it.
Yes, it is time
when it comes out. Because who knows when the next Elder Scrolls is coming out? They've acknowledged they're working on it, but
they disappointed everybody with Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, totally. But that's another topic.
That's a topic for another day. Don't get me wrong. I had some fun playing it. I still play it on occasion with my brother. Disclaimer.
I don't play it.
Yeah,
I don't play it anymore. Oh, I played it for a couple hours and was just so disappointed.
It was a good weekend.
Yeah. So the next one that we're going to talk about, Halo 5, the new update. There was a new update for Halo 5.
Halo 5 update.
This happened like 2 days ago, a day ago, a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And I really like Halo 5. I find Halo 5 to be probably the best since Halo 3. Halo Reach was good, but I think it's better than Reach.
I'd agree with that.
I wouldn't say it's on par with 3, but I would say it's really good. If you liked Halo 3, I think you're a fan of this one.
Yeah, I super didn't like Halo 4.
No, not at all. It was way too
Let's not talk about Halo 4.
I think they lost a lot of people in that one. So basically, I feel like the Halo community is almost separated at this point, where there's two camps of the people who are old school, who started from the beginning, but in terms of multiplayer, played Halo 2 and Halo 3.
For sure.
And then the multiplayer really changed in Reach. It was still sort of the same, but Reach had really introduced a lot of like loadouts and armor abilities, and even a lot of the design had changed at that point. They had pretty much eliminated brutes, I think, in Halo Reach. I don't think there was any brutes in that. Which brutes are like my favorite.
No, there was brutes
enemies
in
ever.
Reach.
Was there? Not in Reach.
No, were there?
Not Reach. There wasn't.
I super don't remember.
There wasn't. Because chronologically, they didn't come in until Halo 2, I don't think. Well, I think they were in Halo, but they didn't really start until Halo 2. And then they were.
I don't remember. It's been years since I played them.
That's besides.
In Halo,
anyways, Halo.
In Halo 3, they were a big thing.
Yeah. In Halo 5.
Halo 5. Right. They're not.
The update is Firefight, which we've kind of seen before in ODST and Halo 4 to a lesser extent.
Yeah.
And the way it works, if you haven't played it or if you've been shying away from it, I say there's a demo. You might as well download it and play it and see what it's like.
Yeah, free to play this weekend or a few hours.
If you were super sad with Halo 4 and you didn't buy Halo 5, now's the time to pick it. Like, just play the demo, right? Like, just play it.
It's pretty fun.
So I would say the way that Firefight works is you're in a team of about 8, I think, and
I think it's 8.
There's 5 rounds. Each round is 5 minutes long, and each round has a specific objective you have to do, whether it's defending a place or a thing, killing a certain amount of enemies, killing specific bosses, or killing waves of enemy. I think I said that one. But so there's an objective you have to do, and it gets progressively harder as you go on, and it's solid.
Yeah.
Like it's there's a lot of fun to be had in it, I think, and it's been fresh and it's free, which all of their quote unquote DLC has been for Halo 5, which I think was such a good idea.
That's the way to do it.
Oh my goodness, like they nailed it. That's honestly one of my favorite things about Halo 5, I think, is the community sticks together because all the DLC is free. And I assume they're making their money on those microtransactions with the rec packs. So you can buy those rec packs, or you can just earn them. So
have you ever been tempted? It's like, it's only $2.
Occasionally, one time I was like, I want one. I want. I can buy 5 of them for 99 cents. I don't know if it's 99 cents, but the point is.
I think you can get you can drop $100 and get 30 something of the gold rec packs. Could you imagine that? I know there's people that do it.
Oh, that's why the DLC is free.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, I like it a lot. My only real complaint with it is there's a few parts where I don't think it's polished really well. And what I mean by that is when a round starts, you have 5 minutes. But a lot of times, the round doesn't really start for another 30 seconds when your enemy drops to the ground. It can take
and that's just when they start to drop.
Yeah, exactly. So your objective might start even after that. So you can lose
a lot of time. A minute.
And you only have 5 minutes to do this stuff. And a lot of the times it feels... And I don't want to say it's too hard, because I do like difficulty. But occasionally some of them are like, this, you're not going to do it. It's impossible. The way...
Especially if not every single teammate is competent.
Yeah, exactly. And that becomes a lot of the problem. I don't know if when they tested this, it was so internal, it was just inside 343 to the point where they were all playing it and they knew what to do and they could coordinate. And they didn't realize that once you put it online, there's no coordination. It's a free-for-all. It's a complete free-for-all. There's no communication. People do whatever they feel like doing. People aren't paying attention. So there is a lot of times that it doesn't work. The objective, you're not even going to get close to finishing it. I've lost a lot of games. I've played since it came out, and I've lost most of my games. It's pretty rare to actually win, But that said, if you do win, you
Yeah,
get gold
for
packs and
sure.
stuff. Like they give out packs like crazy, so it still feels worth playing.
Yeah, gold packs just rain from the heavens in this.
Yeah, for sure they do. Did you have anything to add to Halo 5?
Um, you know what? All around, I'm really enjoying this game. I haven't
Yeah.
I haven't had it for quite as long as you have, you know that. But
Yeah.
for the few weeks that I have had it, like it's just oh my goodness, it's so much fun.
I didn't like the story in Halo 5. I haven't liked the story in a long time. It's been a long time. I don't
Yeah, I
understand what's
know.
happening.
I really do like the story in Halo 5. I like it.
Do you understand it? I was so confused.
I mean, for the
I don't
most part, I think
understand
I get
why.
it.
I don't get why there's other Spartans now. Like, what
There
happened?
just are. I don't know, man. I've never
It's
read a
like you,
Halo book.
it's just, that's the thing, is it feels like if you read the Halo books or whatever their extra content is, if you went and searched it out, you would totally understand what's happening. And I just feel like that's such a waste of potential for a game where
Yeah.
the game is like, is such an important, is such a different medium of you don't just tell a story, you have the player experience
Yeah.
it. And it's just
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
it's
This
just more.
Bungie did the same things wrong in Destiny.
Oh, Destiny. Oh, how I feel. Oh, I love you so
Ugh.
much, but you just,
Yeah, well,
you beat me up every time. It's like an abusive relationship where
it is. It's like
she's like,
abusive.
hey, there's story this time. Just drop 50, $60 on the DLC. I'll make it up to you. And then I do it, and there's no story. There's 3 campaign missions, nothing new, and it just hurts. It just hurts every time.
Just hurts. You
I
have to
want to
wear
love
big
you,
shades to cover your
Destiny.
black eyes, man.
It's just, yeah, and I'm like, I just fell down the stairs. I'm really clumsy. It's my fault. It's just like,
Yeah.
I'll fix your story, Bungie. Give it to me. Give me 15 minutes and I can fix it. I swear.
Yeah.
I'll make it work.
You just give Wolfie a cup of tea, a
Oh,
pad and paper, and 20
I can
minutes,
do
and
it.
he'll write
I
a
can
better
do it.
story.
Believe me.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's so fun if you have 2 people or more. But if you're alone, it
Yeah,
sucks.
if
And
you're
if you want a
alone,
story, it sucks.
you're gonna only play for 10 minutes and then get sick of it.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
However, we'll go back to Destiny
This is a
another
whole
afternoon.
different episode. But yeah, this is for another afternoon.
That's a whole different other afternoon.
Let's get out of the rabbit hole. And I haven't
Let's do
seen
it.
TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the new movie that
Oh,
came out. I haven't seen it.
you
You've
know
seen
what?
it, and you want to
I
talk about it.
I super loved it. I
Yeah,
absolutely loved it. I'm not going to give any spoilers. I'm not going to talk about
right.
it
Don't do
much.
that. It's
Just
still
know
pretty
that
new.
I grew up. I pretended to be a Ninja Turtle. I had
Oh
the
man.
toys. I had well, by toys I mean we put purple tape on a stick and blue tape on a stick,
And
stuff
then
like
hit
that.
each
Those
other.
were our Ninja Turtle weapons. Then we hit
Yeah.
each other. Yeah. So I grew. I loved those cartoons, man. The
Right.
ones that were out in the late '80s,
Right.
early '90s, around there. I
See.
grew up watching those, and just putting them in modern context, it just brings joy to my soul.
Right. See, I saw the first one,
A
and
lot
I
of people
quite liked the
complain.
first one. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, so good.
So I can only speak
See,
about the first one,
one
which I
thing that
loved.
I did not like
Yeah.
about the first one. Well, there's 2 things I didn't like about the first one, but the major one was how everybody seems to be getting an Iron Man suit in movies now, and that's what they did with Shredder. Is they gave him a giant, super unnecessary Iron Man suit with 1,000 swords on each hand,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I didn't
was
like that.
overkill.
And in the new one, they really super dialed it back to something that I could see. Yeah, that's a modern day Shredder.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I agree with that. I didn't like that. And I didn't like that the Foot Clan, they didn't seem to be ninjas in the first one. They were like Navy SEALs almost.
Yeah.
So that, I didn't understand that choice.
Uh-huh.
And I don't like what they did with April O'Neil, like how she's not a redhead. And
You don't like Megan Fox? There's a better choice than
Megan Fox. I like Megan Fox for a lot of reasons, but being in the Ninja Turtles isn't one of them.
That's fair.
It's just weird to me that they kept the yellow jumper, but they didn't keep her red hair.
That's fair.
That's one of those things. Like, and I'm cool with them changing the way that the turtles look. Like,
you know what? I think that they look more like their personalities, and that was done on purpose, and I like it.
Yeah, like it feels like a good change to me. Like, out of the things that you're gonna change, that feels like a good one. I think it also kind of has to do with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was always about selling toys. Like, that's what all the cartoons in the 80s felt like, right? Was like every episode had a new enemy, so you had to buy a new toy. So I feel like people might have a different attachment to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Maybe that's just me and the people I know, but for the most part, the people I know enjoy it. Like, they're not really upset, other than, you know, like the Foot Clan not being ninjas, which seems right.
Yeah.
And back then, you know, like, you couldn't really change what the turtles look like. It was just different colors. So
yeah, for sure.
I think it's cool. I think a lot of people want to see the real suits again. And I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't want to see that on the big screen.
Well, you can't have... That's the thing, right? You can't film a $50 million movie and have these stupid rubber costumes that you can see the guy in.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do it. It's like doing the old Godzilla movies again. You can't
do that.
A rubber suit.
And it's like every single expression that a turtle makes, they're always surprised no matter what.
Yeah, it's just the same.
Yeah. All right, let's move on from Ninja Turtles. It was a great movie. I enjoyed it. So
go see it.
Yes, super.
So the next one I've got, and this isn't really news. It just caught my attention when I saw that there's a new Star Wars Lego game movie. Lego game movie, not Lego game movie. New Lego Star Wars game.
Yeah.
And so this one is, I imagine, the same as the other ones, mostly, except it's going to be the Star Wars 7 plot line, I guess, right? And they're fun games. I haven't really played them. We played them a long time ago, I think.
Long time ago.
Buddies.
Yeah.
But this one, so I want to say that, like, I don't even know if this is enough, but there's like 100 unlockable characters that you can play.
That's ridiculous.
Or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
And one of them is you can be J.J. Abrams.
Are you kidding me?
Directed and co-wrote. Yeah.
He's a playable character? J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, man. Which is cool, right?
That's pretty cool.
However, you can't be George Lucas. And that kind of rubs me the wrong way. A little bit. I don't know.
They don't
I hope it wasn't intentional.
Yeah, that's rude, man.
It just seems like they were like, George Lucas sold it off. He's totally abandoned it. We're not putting him in anything. We're not even going to talk about it. It just feels like every time he gets brought up by Disney or the Star Wars, the people running Star Wars, it's just this awkward thing. It feels like another slight at him where, like, the dude made Star Wars.
Yeah, he built your childhood.
And you can't, like, you're not going to put him in? Like, you put J.J. Abrams, but not the actual sole creator.
I'd like to think that they were just sitting around just like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we put J.J. in here? And just didn't...
I hope that's what it is.
I hope it was something like that. Just trying to have some fun.
Big Star Wars fans. We're not...
Like, big Star Wars fans.
We're super into them. Like, read all the books, the comics, the games, all that good stuff.
Well, we didn't read the games. We played the games.
Wow, shut up. And
the Dutch, everybody. I'll be here all afternoon.
Like the prequels, both of us. Don't kill us for that statement.
I'd prefer to not be crucified for enjoying the prequels. They came out
They
when I was
were
young,
good movies.
and I still enjoy
They
them.
were fine. They were good. I liked
They
them.
were
They're
fine.
Star Wars. And back then, you weren't getting any other Star Wars. That was it. And they're good.
That was
They
all the
wrap
Star
it all
Wars.
up. I think they have a cool angle. Could they have done better? Yeah. Yeah, they could have.
Yeah.
But you can say that about the original trilogy. There's a lot of problems with the original trilogy.
But we don't
For
talk
whatever
about
reason,
those
they're
like that
sacred.
because they're sacred. Exactly. They're sacred.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Because
That's
it's
the thing.
Star Wars.
And it's like...
Like, we also
Yeah.
have very
So-
different opinions on Star Wars 7, The Force Awakens.
I wouldn't say very different.
I would say
we
very
differ on
different.
a few key points. I would say there's a few key points that we differ on.
Okay, that's
think we
probably
should
a
get
better
into
way
it.
to put it. We're going to talk about Star Wars
On the
probably
whole, I did
several
really
more
enjoy
afternoons.
the 7. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's one that I think that's
we
a
get into
full
Star Wars.
afternoon.
Like,
to talk about
we
that.
can do a full afternoon talking about how to fix the prequels as well.
I mean, I think anybody can, right?
Yeah, but ours
I
is the
honestly don't think
best.
there's a lot to fix about them, right?
There is.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely
we'll
better
come back to
ways.
that next afternoon sometime.
Anyways, so that's really that. That's all I had to say about that. Is if you like the other Lego games, I'm sure you'll like this one. I don't know. It just like I said, it rubbed me the wrong way when I read that. I was like, seriously?
For sure.
It's kind of a jerk move.
For sure.
But keeping on the topic of Star
And
Wars,
on a lighter note,
right? The Holo Grid. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's like a Holo Grid monster battle game. So basically, it's from the original trilogy, the first Star Wars movie where they're hanging.
You mean
out
like the
and they're
Holo
playing
chess?
Yeah, they're playing the chess and
Okay.
let the Wookiee win type deal.
Let the Wookiee win. Indeed.
So they're making that. They're making that game, which is
That's
pretty neat.
awesome.
It's going to be on iOS and Android, and Phil Tippett is in on it. And Phil Tippett, for those of you who don't know, is like a VFX master. Like, he's been around forever.
Probably not forever.
Since the beginning of time. No, I think since the beginning.
Oh, you think so?
Certainly the beginning of time of the visual effects industry, if not the beginning of the world. You might know him from Jurassic Park. He helped with the dinosaurs. He didn't do the CG.
Yep.
He was actually doing the puppets.
Oh, okay. So he did the practical effects.
Yeah, he was a practical effect guy. He did a lot of the effects for Star Wars, I want to say, as well. A lot of the practical stuff. I think he was one of the puppeteers in Jabba the Hutt.
Oh.
Pretty sure.
Okay.
Pretty sure. So basically, they got him on board, and they're scanning a lot of his creations and putting them into the game. So it's got,
that's
it still
interesting.
has that, like, you know, in the original trilogy, how it feels like they're puppets. You know, it's kind of got that clay feel.
Because they are.
Because they were. Yeah, exactly. So it's like that, but it's in game form, and I dig it. I think that's awesome. They put it up on Kickstarter, and they got a ton of money, and they made it, or are still making it. So I think that's.
Hey man, I'm probably gonna buy it.
I probably will too. I don't see why. Why not?
Yeah,
it feels like a fan's passion project.
Oh, definitely.
I dig that.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
So that's everything I have on my list.
Yeah, that's everything we wanted to talk about this afternoon.
Did you have any last things to add and or talk about?
I do believe, Wolfie, that that's everything we need to talk about this afternoon.
All right, well then that brings our afternoon to a close, and I want to thank everybody so much for coming along this afternoon for our adventure. If you have a comment, a question, or opinion, please leave it somewhere, and we'll be sure to check it out. And while you're at it, I just decided we're gonna make a Twitter. It's not made right now, but by the time this video comes up, there's gonna be a Twitter. So go find us at Wolfie and the Dutch.
Wolfie and the Dutch.
I'm sure we'll get that handle, because who else would call themselves a Wolfie and the Dutch? That's us. Sorry.
That's us. Nobody else is Wolfie in the Dutch.
Wolfie is IE.
And
I'm
the
sure
Dutch
I'll put it
is
in the description
TCH.
anywhere, somewhere linking to it. Wolfie and the Dutch. Make sure to check us out there. Like I say, leave us a comment or a question. Maybe we'll answer it. Maybe we'll talk about your topics next week or the week after that. But,
Yeah.
as always, I'm Wolfie.
And I'm the Dutch.
And we'll see you next afternoon.